down to the windows.
Wow.
And someplace it says something about removing windows and replacing them?
That would be the next phase.
The next phase? And then there's also cleaning the face of the clocks. I didn't know that was in on it, but I read that and I think we're getting, if they get it all done for that amount of money,
Yeah. It's, this is strictly right now just the acceptance between us and IAP.
IAP, yes, it is, yeah, I know.
Then they will proceed with
Right.
choosing the contractor to do it. There's a whole boatload.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
A whole boatload. When you start breaking it out into detail, it's like, holy cow.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I read it. I thought, man, oh man, there's a lot there. So, and it was weird that just while I was doing it, I had called her and then she called me back, or somehow, anyhow, I was reading that. I said, let me read you some of this stuff.
That was the wild card. Was Lady Justice.
Yeah.
And
she was, in the way it read in the paper, it sounded you were going to spend that much just on that thing, and she goes, I have totally misunderstood that. And then I said to her,
good question.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, and I'm glad you asked about it. And I said, and the other end of it is, I said, do you think we should continue to spend this money? And she goes, most definitely. And I take this person to be a pretty good person. I mean, she says, no, most definitely, we got to preserve that. And I said, well, number one, it's a historical building, and then you got to kind of do it. I mean, what do you do?
I'm not sure we could take her down and knock her out. I'm just not sure.
Well, that's what she said. If it's going to cost that much, why can't we leave her down and put something else up there? And I said, well, what do you want to put up there? A statue of President Trump? She goes, no, I don't think that might be a good idea, considering right now. I said, well, that's kind of what you thought.
Who made the original one? Where they got it?
I don't know. I don't know if there should. I don't know if there's documentation.
I don't know. What you read, it didn't say anything about that, did it?
A lot of it you couldn't read because it was the way it's written, cursive.
Yeah. Oh, you read it in some of the books already?
She had a page of it, the journal from 1880, back when they put aside the $100,000 back then.
Oh yeah. To build this courthouse.
80 for the courthouse and 20 for the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
80,000 for the courthouse.
Then there was an amount that it cost to furnish, put everything in. Yeah, I've seen it. I just don't remember the numbers on it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Read it in one. I thought I read it in one of the books.
One of those history books.
And
I got that history book.
they probably made copies of probably those books.
Yeah.
Now the Ohio History Connection, they will scan those for the books.
They will what?
They will digitize all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the way some of the cursive handwriting is, the type of paper and ink, it appears, as long as we don't keep them in the light, we'll preserve them for a fairly long time. But that ink will, over time, will continue to
sink away.
And you could, with the scan, I think,
maybe bring it back out.
You could enhance the cursive, just to maybe make it a little bit easier to figure out. When it was all said and done, to do 100 years would be fairly expensive.
I would guess it would be. Yeah. And the issue is then, so you got that cursive, who can read that? Some of it you can't make a
struggle.
So, it's pretty neat.
But I think there's a lot of important history in there that would be great to untap. I had checked, when Kevin let us bring that one journal out here, the Commissioner's Journal, I had checked to see how much it was to scan the whole thing. And there's a setup charge based on the size of the document. And then so much a scan. but every scan they would do would be 2 pages.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had 500 pages, you'd be paying for 250 scans.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours for somebody.
Yeah. No kidding.
If you think about it, eventually that stuff will go away if you don't.
Well,
Right.
Yeah, well, as long as we keep them, as long as they're kept where they're at. With Kevin, he's got, he opens that up to show people, but, closes it back up.
Yeah.
As long as we continue to do that, they'll last a long time.
Well, the thing that
And the
is,
danger is, like 2 other courthouses, is a fire.
yeah, that was,
Or, a tornado or something.
yeah, something to ruin it completely, yeah.
And we'll probably still be able to recover a lot.
Of course, I think if it was a tornado, that's where I'd want to
The
go.
ones that you really want,
Yeah.
you don't recover it. Yeah.
And then we got into a long discussion about how much money we have put into it already, and then I told her about the tile that we replaced on, well, I remember they were digging there, I said, oh, yeah. The lady was very interested, she was very interested in what.
Okay, so did we vote on that?
Yes, we did.
Did I even do a motion? No.
Mhm.
We got sidetracked on this.
Yeah, we sidetracked our discussion.
I can tell, Christie's going like this with her hair. Would there be a motion on this resolution?
I will make that motion.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Christie?
Jeff Myers?
Yes.
Bob Hoska?
Yes.
Ben Moore?
Yes, this resolution is approved.
I will take that part out of the press release. I guess I just assumed that makes sense.
Now, there's a conversation that's involved both, and it gets a little confusing, along with everything else is confusing.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of confused.
Well, like the insurance that Lisa was asking about, and then you said that, and then I'm like, well, that you're checking on it, and so then I'm second guessing myself. I already told her, yeah, it's covered, and I'm like,
Oh, about the.
Yeah, I know, I knew, her question really was, why haven't we paid for it?
Why have we paid for it, yeah.
And that's why I replied, I thought we had, doesn't Kevin do a spreadsheet on, dividing it up between the different entities?
I thought he did.
And I didn't remember.
No.
I'm glad you looked that up, because I didn't remember doing that.
Kevin don't do them, Tom did them.
Oh.
So, Tom did stem spreadsheets, he's not looking for it.
percentages for person?
I second that nomination.
Yeah.
No, Kevin does the insurance, the percentage.
I think,
Workers' comp.
he
No, I
doesn't,
think he does insurance too.
That's what I,
Of course,
well,
I'm almost
maybe,
positive.
well,
You guys better hope he does.
yeah. Because I was always under the impression Tom did it, but maybe not, I don't know.
Well, it can't, I'm sure it's just,
Probably when Tom left, and Kevin goes, now I'm gonna have to do all that stuff.
I'm almost, well, let's just say I always got it from Kevin.
Okay.
But I guess I don't know who did it. But he's the one that gave it to me. Or gave it to me.
Okay. Maybe
and
not.
I just did not remember saying that we're just gonna roll into the whole commissioner's
Yeah.
portion.
I kind of, when I read that, I thought, I think it fell on ours, but I didn't want to tell her that because I wasn't real sure of that.
Well, I was really sure until.
Yeah.
Oh, as far as it being insured, Yeah, we thought that was great, because it was what, like a year after.
It was really expensive too, wasn't it like 5,000 or something like that?
Yeah, it was, because there just wasn't any money in the breath insurance for it. Because it appears to be so risky. And, and then and we asked Corsa, and others had it also.
I just remember Cameron coming in.
Yeah.
Because I still have the original in one of my notebooks for the land bank. I have the original estimate or quote
Yeah.
for that first year.
Yeah.
I would put like 5 or something.
Yeah.
Because we paid that, that was paid separate by the land bank and.
Yeah, it was kind of like a special rider or something.
Yeah.
Or no, a special, some special.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was okay. Well, that was pretty good through. So I don't know that.
That worked.
Okay. 29.6 hours.
We probably should start early on the budget stuff this year. Just because I'm not here. Not that you guys aren't capable, I know you are, but
I don't know, we
it may take a little bit longer.
There's reasonable doubt.
There's a reasonable.
I didn't see that.
I took it on himself and,
He loved it. The things, not so close. We got kind of in mind, the wild card this year will be the insurance. What's our health insurance going to do?
Yeah. When is that meeting too? Doesn't North?
Really, the rate setting isn't until September.
September, okay.
Yeah.
you know that we're not doing the blood draws and stuff, because they went bankrupt. Me and Anna kept trying to sign in, and I'm like, oh, weird. And so then finally she got hold of someone and they emailed us back from from Interactive Healthcare.
Yeah.
And she said the company's went bankrupt. Pretty much just walked in, told the people, done. So then I contacted Crystal and I'm like, well, what's going on? She didn't even know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Which, we can get the same thing from Activate. All you have to do is ask for it.
Yeah.
Because typically they.
When that's what I do when I go over and when Doc Kruger sends me you need blood, it's times, I just go over here and they do it, and then.
It don't cost.
It don't cost me anything.
But those panels that Interactive Healthcare did, Activate will do the same thing. So I think it's typically, they have certain ones the doctors want.
Yeah.
But this is kind of over and above what typically is done.
Well, and then I asked him, I said, Doc Kruger one day, I said, should I take this second one? He goes, that never hurts. He goes, and if it's free, he goes, what the hell? That was his attitude. But he said for the most part, once a year or whenever I have my physical. Maybe when I get older, he'll make me do it once a year. I don't know. I'm not old yet.
I got my official letter from OPERS yesterday about Medicaid, Medicare, whatever I'm supposed to sign.
Medicare.
Yeah. I guess I'll
Sign up.
Yeah.
Sign up for Part A and B.
Don't sign.
And call via benefits.
Make sure that you don't get B. You don't want B now. You want Part A as the free one. B, they'll charge you $142 a month for. And you don't need B because you're on this insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need B.
And let's contact their benefits people. Because if you go with a third party, it messes up being able to get your health benefits from OPERS when you retire. They have They want, at least according to this record, or this letter, they want the company they use to be the agent of record. That way they can put money into your HRA.
You mean when, okay, let's take me for example, you too, you'll be the same way when you quit. You'll go on PERS's, they'll put money in your HRA, depending on how many years you got in, total. Then, like mine, they'll put so much money in to that HRA, and then I have to buy my supplemental out of that. And I think they even help you buy your supplemental. They did my mom that time, they helped her
Well,
buy
that's,
a supplemental.
according to that, they do the same thing as these independents do.
Yeah. And I got mom on with United Healthcare with part whatever.
The way I thought, at least my interpretation of what it said, is that it's much easier for PERS to move whatever money you're entitled to into your HRA if they are the agent of record.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it apparently makes it more difficult.
Maybe I better call PERS and make sure that I'm lined up. Because I never did it. I mean, when I turned 65, I just got my Part A card, and then when Debbie turned 65, she got her Part A, and they automatically signed her up for Part B, because she took her Social Security when she was 62. And so when she turned 65, they signed her up for Part A and B, and they started taking Part B out of her Social Security, and she was, hey, why am I paying for this? And I said, you're not supposed to be paying for it, you're still under, at that time she was still under our insurance. So I said, no, you're still under our insurance right now. And so then we had in 2 months, they don't pay it back. Sorry, that's what they said, sorry. You should have told us. And so be careful, they might sign you up automatically, so make sure you don't, that's the only thing I'm worried. But now that other part about calling PERS, I think I will call them and check just to make sure that I'm still.
Think about it, I'll bring the letter in.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one. Yeah, I would like to see it, just for my own curiosity.
It looks almost too official.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now what's the...
Yeah, and now what it is? That's what you think, now what I gotta do, yeah. But.
Just have to look forward to you.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you, Jeff?
I've never tried to prove you wrong. I try to help you, I'm sure.
Help you out. Is that how you?
Help me out that I am wrong.
Yeah.
Let's see, well, we have a few minutes yet. You had sent an email in the past couple of days about Emmanuel Lutheran wanting to put a tent out here and have their...
Oh, yeah.
Well, they never said that. Remember when you guys said okay before? They never said all of that. A generator and a tent.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
I saw that too, I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
you guys said, you said, yeah, that's no problem. But it was just like to vote or something like that. It was
We
just
did that, that's my church, we did that Sunday at the high school in the parking lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
We had to take a vote on a new pastor, so.
Yeah, they were gonna, she had asked here, and you guys had said, it's just a vote,
Okay.
or whatever. But then this time, she's like, well, let's put the tent up and a generator, and, I don't know, but people would be in their car.
They're gonna have like a church service? Is that what it was?
I can call Barb and ask her what it.
Yeah, I was
The swearing in, or whatever,
Yeah.
swearing in a new pastor.
Oh.
What do they call that?
Ordination.
Ordination.
Ordination, yeah,
That's what it was called.
yeah.
But I didn't know what, if they're all public, whoever's speaking, the end of the Sunday.
Well, I think it would be important to know what size the tent is. how long the tent will be sitting there. Because we don't, what appears might be part of our parking lot. Not all of it is.
She did say, and I haven't called her back yet and talked to you guys, but she said open the Walmart thing, which obviously she can't do.
Oh, they can if they want to.
Yeah.
Honestly, no, seriously.
I don't,
That has nothing to do with us.
that has nothing to do with us.
They didn't get permission. They should get permission.
They should get permission. There's a lot of things that people should get permission for.
Before somebody found out about it.
Yeah, it'd be all over before they can do about it.
Vicki sent, Julie, for next door, a place, they're gonna do a hearing on it for, I can't think of it, a lighting place. They want, I think that's what they want to put in next door. Have you heard anything? I don't know. So they did. They're doing a hearing. She must have read it in the paper.
A what kind of place? A lighting?
If it's a compatible use, we won't hear about it, I doubt it. If they're looking for a variance, we have to be notified.
Well, yeah, they said it here, there was gonna be a hearing set up. I'll forward it to you.
We have to, the city has to notify us.
Yep. That's what they did before. When that other company was.
Mike.
Good now.
Yeah. Breathe, yeah.
Walk down to the distance.
Yeah.
Heat it up.
Yeah.
Well,
You didn't get one with the automatic cooler built in?
No. I just take it off and automatically cool down.
And breathe again, yeah. I found out one thing about wearing masks. I got terrible breath. Boy. I better not get close to people anyhow, because that breath, no.
You guys better work. I did spill coffee on this,
Yeah.
I think my wife grabbed it and washed it, yeah.
My teeth are better when it's warm.
I know.
A little bit.
Yeah. We do have some breath problem.
This is a cloth one, so we have those in the
Yeah,
vehicle.
the cloth ones that we've got,
They're thick, yeah.
they're pretty thick.
Yeah. Be good for winter.
yeah.
That one that I got, be good for winter.
Well, I've got one of those things you pull over your head. that goes-
You got one of them? Yes. That's what Zach got, one of my grandsons.
Your winter gear, I think I just might wear it, well, it'll probably be cold in here anyhow.
Well, yeah, it's cold here year round.
Yeah, my feet's cold.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. My ears are cold, but I don't say anything.
Do you keep it too cold?
I don't know.
It's cold in our office. We don't keep our office at 75. We have a general agreement on the temperature.
75 is hot.
Yeah.
You know what, when I come in for our work, yeah,
It must be controlled from the one end of the office.
It's under his desk.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't changed it. I haven't messed with it since you guys said to keep it on 75.
My house is 76.
That's,
Wow.
don't realize they'll blow you even.
Well,
Exactly.
Vox does that to you.
Vodka? Get your brother.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's what it is, that's what it is.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
that's probably, as we have digressed even further than we did the last time.
Yeah. Things are going down the hill now.
We're here to talk about ODOT reimbursement.
Lack of, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I've got packets. This is for you to keep. We're gonna go through it and explain it. Sorry, push that farther.
What are you listening about?
I have it, if I walk down here, it's fine. I sit down, it's fine.
Yeah.
I can go off, I can walk, I just start, it just.
Yeah, once you
So I
can.
go see a massage therapist once a month, and
Yeah.
probably someday I'll have it
Yeah.
surgically
Yeah,
repaired.
yeah.
I'm only 68.
Put it off as long as you can, there you go. Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to start, and then the number of people, Amanda and Brad, are going to chime in at different times. But basically, what you see is a letter from Todd Barstow, who is our contact for our money, and, excuse me, I think it's not going to go off. He is our contact for our money. So basically, I'm going to turn to page 2. It talks about the CARES Act. Now, we were 5311 at the beginning of the year. Along came COVID, and we turned into the CARES Act when?
And signatures for contracts were in May and the first April, basically April invoices.
Okay,
all
so
April.
our main money comes through agency contracts and 5311 program, which ceased when COVID came, so it became CARES Act. You're all familiar with CARES Act. So, in the meantime, page 3 explains what Todd has wrote as requested by receiving an email regarding the delay of ODOT payments for the 5311 transit program. It basically talks about that during the work and awarding the CARES Act, which took over for the 5311 program, that they have delayed. We have diligently put all the financials together, all the invoices, all the reporting that was notified. And as you see that, Todd talks about that. He was notified of the shutdown, and that is the biggest thing. We were notified of the shutdown of the fiscal year of the auditor's office. Occurred on 6/12. We did receive one payment of $23,000, which is money that we were owed late. We were very fortunate that the Veteran Services gave us $30,000 for the second half of the year early.
Yeah.
That got us through June. We expected to get the money in July, and as we read through this on the 3rd page, it talks about the contract sent, April invoice, May invoice, June invoice. The due dates were met, all the submissions were in, they were all reviewed by ODOT, all submitted by HCPN, all approved by the program coordinator, which is Todd.
This email was sent yesterday, right before we left work.
Yeah.
So email that says, unfortunately,
We're receiving
we're
no
receiving bad
funds.
news.
No funds. They owed us how much?
And currently it was $178,282. If you go to the page with the color at the bottom.
That basically, the page with the color basically explains our unpaid bills. It goes through normal billing, the engineers, the commissioners, which was the money we paid for the rent, sheriff's office for badges, Howard's, Terry Hendricks. Getting to Terry Hendricks, we had 3 vehicles, and that's down towards the bottom, that we had to have, that are older with 220, 230, 240,000. They needed multiple repairs. Believe me, in the world of financial sense, it doesn't make a lot of sense to repair a car that might only be worth $3,000 on the open market.
Right.
But you have no choice when you're not getting vehicles
Right.
till probably 2021 of February at the soonest. So we have to keep them intact. So those cars needed a lot of repair, totaling $13,499. Terry Hendricks is understandable.
Yeah.
Brad explained to them, as soon as we get our CARES Act money, you're paid. They said, fine, we'll fix your cars, we'll wait for our CARES Act money. I know there's a lot of dealers, a lot of financial people that have to wait 45, 90, 120 days.
Wow.
We're hoping they don't have to wait that long, but
Yeah.
they did fix the vehicles. When you say, how can you need more vehicles when you're doing less rides? Well, our rides have started to increase now in the last 3 weeks. They've gone from the low of probably April and May, down to 30, when we were doing 200 a day before COVID. We're back up in the 130s, 140s now. And it started a couple weeks ago, where it got back to 100. It's been increasing every day. Doctor's offices are open, the veteran services are open.
Yeah.
More DD kids that we transported from Fulton County and Central County are back to work.
And we're still doing one.
Still doing one-to-one. We have, the only way we broke off one-to-one is when we're taking a group, Soaring Arts opened 2 weeks ago, the little housing area for DD clients over here at Society for Handicap, which Filling Home didn't bring back their drivers. Their drivers, they probably don't have drivers, they probably don't have drivers employed. So we're filling boats for Filling. We're also filling a big void for Quaco right now. Quaco drivers are not back. We're probably collecting the unemployment they were granted and the extra $600 that comes out this month on it. So, in essence, we're doing work that we normally didn't do, so that's increased our rides. But one-on-one, going back to that, we only had, when we're taking 3 clients, we put them in the turtle bus or the bigger bus and put them seats apart. If they're going from the same facility, working at the same place, out of the same group home, residence home, we've done that. But no, we've had a lot of one-on-one trips for seniors. They're spoiled. They're gonna expect that forever. They really will. There are seniors that say they will not ride with us.
Yeah, right.
Because, they like that luxury, because when we coordinate, we might have 3 people in their car going to 3 different places in Toledo, and when the last one's done, we're heading home. If they're one-on-one.
They just come straight home, yeah.
They like that. Will that go on forever?
Do this to them, you wanna pony up a little more money?
That's called a donation.
Yeah.
Currently under ODOT guidance, we are fare-free. And the one-on-one is also ODOT guidance too. That is their social distancing, that they advise all transportation agencies.
No front seats, we're just putting people in the
Well,
back.
it's easy for ODOT to say that if you're not paying the bill.
That's correct. But since we receive our funds from ODOT, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So as we see, we get down to the total bills in July of 22,000. Now we have the big elephant in the room. We have an estimated payroll on July 24th for $30,000.
We hired 3 new drivers, 2 sales employees of people who have not returned.
We probably had 5 drivers that did not return.
So we have training involved, we have all of that involved for their first pay, including in this payroll. So that's my estimate based on last payroll and adding 3 new people and all their hours of training that we've been extra sanitizing training and the one-on-one riding along, so everything that comes with an employee.
And again, going back to Todd's letter, Brad and Amanda have been very diligent and met every timeline and every reporting request that ODOT wanted and needed for all this time.
We were the first, I believe, he said it, when I turned around and went in, you guys are first in line. I mean, it was to the day. Like, I had QuickBooks set up to the point where I can print my reports, get it sent in by 9 o'clock on the day, that the first day it was able to be due. We had 30 days still to do it. And he made comments, you guys are the first ones, you'll be first in line. He sent that email yesterday, and I immediately responded. I need a letter with all dates and everything that I've done to show, and he's like, I'm sorry. I'll get you your letter, and I'm very sorry for your news.
And as you can see, we do have a vehicle repayment due July 31st, which is the commissioner's loan from when the 80,000 happened last year. No.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
Yeah, this is the 3rd payment.
Third payment, so, yeah. So the ODOT goes down to the green area where the ODOT CARES Act grant payments behind and due to HCTN. May is $84,991, June is $93,292. Grand total is $178,283 is here, that we are due.
Which Hoops is here?
Speaking of hoops, Glenn, when we knew this was coming, this is not taking us by surprise, and we have received letters, and we struggled to make it through June. And there's a copy in there of this letter that I wrote, and Brad and I signed to, and Amanda cleared it up. Sometimes I don't spell well. But no, we did send a letter out to Rob, Jim, and Chuck. That's in there for them, right? It's after our colored page, we just talked about it, and one more page. There it is. And they did respond. I talked to Jim. Rob responded in an email. Jim and I talked as he's walking his dog by my house. So we have talked about this. And Chuck responded.
If you talk too much to him, he'll find another route.
I know. But, you know.
There's only one way in and one way out of where he lives.
I know. He really hasn't avoided me too much.
No.
He was not, and Rob didn't either. And Chuck Dyer, he responded.
Chuck wrote back,
Yeah.
but it was like 2 or 3 weeks later.
Yeah, Chuck is slow to respond.
I think we got our payment, the one that we were writing the request on, asking for that payment, we got the payment, the last day they could issue the payment.
Yeah.
We got, it was like a 3 o'clock notification, your money's here.
So that, what month was that?
That was April. That
Right,
was
we don't have any in June,
that
that
was
was April.
22,000 that we got.
Right.
When, on the one that, page when it talks about the timelines, when it says that there was in the email, when it says that we had to make a correction, the correction that they wanted us to make was the amount that we put in there that we had received in ODOT funding, because we put the 22,000, and they wanted us to put the 90-some thousand that would reflect getting the 22, so we would have put May and June, or May and June.
He wanted us, it was for the
April and May.
invoice, he wanted me to put the May payment in there. But I was following my head on what it said, ODOT money received, and I'm like, I only got 23, I'm
Yeah.
23, so he's like, if you can get me that correction today, as in yesterday, 3:45, before I'm walking out, I'll approve your June, and I'm like, that's not really accurate, because we didn't get that.
We didn't
So
get
I'll put
that.
in there for you, so we can get approval, I'll do anything we can.
And not only are they slow, they're trying to screw us out of money.
I don't think they're trying to screw, I think, besides the slow, it's the bottom line is, their financial department was probably working from home, doing things, on the computer, not keeping up.
Painting the living room?
Painting the living room.
Yeah.
Todd basically said in his email that he was delayed in providing invoice approvals, which then all of his delay, and then the state shut down, so then apparently while the state wasn't shut, or was shut down, he approved a bunch, sent them all over, which backlogged the finance department vote that.
Yeah.
That's where we're at today.
Which is always, it seems like, well, the state quits paying bills, early in June, so they can close out their year with. It's amazing, I don't know anybody else that can do that.
Well, in Little Henry County, our order pays off December 12th, when we know that, we're used to it, we get all our bills, and guess what, on January 2nd, you have all your money.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the people you owe totally understand for that 3-year period.
Yeah.
And, this is taking more than 3 weeks. This is up to, 5 weeks, or 6 weeks now,
Yeah.
of delay on payment.
I emailed Todd multiple times before the state shut down, not even knowing what it was, why we weren't getting our money, and I
So-
said, making sure we're okay, Todd, and he's like, yep, should be coming. Then the third email I sent, it said, keep in mind, the state shuts down next week. I can't promise it before that, and that's when I said.
So the bottom line is, on these other pages, we're explaining what our invoices were, sent out in April, May, March.
Don't forget earlier.
If you look about, sent out through June, in other words, we have people in the county that have lost money, that we just finally are catching up now. They didn't pay us because they didn't owe us before during March, April, May.
Sure.
We did a lot more rides in June.
Mhm.
And if you see the HCT invoices sent June 2020, and it's probably from a letter to Chuck and Rob and Jim is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more pages back.
This is June at the top.
Right, it says June at the top, 2020. Now you'll see that we're back to normal. Our hospital bill's up to $615. Our senior bill's up to $6,123. Our JFS bill, $1,604. Triangular, $16,000. Those bills through April, May were nothing. I mean, the amount of the bills were way below average. As far as our expenses, our gas went down because of COVID, that was great.
Yeah.
Our payroll did not go down, which is our largest expense.
Your payroll went up because you paid extra money, didn't you?
Well, before that,
Yeah.
our payroll was already up because of sick time, the driver's use, because we only had one driver that snuck through and got unemployment.
Yeah.
And that was probably as much fault from the auditors that didn't get to us in a timely manner, because that person he requested it and got it before we could deny it. Because the letter didn't get to us from the auditors until.
Probably the one that's in that.
Yeah.
So that happened, and everybody was allowed to use sick that they accumulated by direction, and they used it. I mean, The average person, when you have 34 employees, and they're used to making $400 in a 2-week period working, and they had sick built up because they're healthy people
Yeah.
and lucky people.
Yeah.
And it was given to them by the county in a gracious matter of a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they're gonna use it.
Like the legality of COVID and what you can and can't say to your employees on the 96 times.
So the payroll didn't
Payroll
decrease.
didn't,
Well, you know.
and looking at our financials from January to now, comparing payroll.
But now,
it-
to Bob, to your question, your statement, yes, it went up on the 20% started May 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had 5 pay periods since May 15th. It averaged, the total amount that we paid out with the 20% is only $17,600.
Mm-hmm.
When I say only, it's still $17,600 we don't have now.
Yeah, right.
But the fact is, that was another direction by ODOT.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. ODOT says, yeah, go ahead and pay that, and then they don't pay
We
you.
put it in the back of that packet is the allowable expenses from the ODOT slides that they gave us when all of this came out. And it says in there, all of our regular expenses are covered, as well as the administrative leave pay and all of the other things that they were gonna do.
So
Yeah.
it's part of the package of the money they owe us.
Yeah,
$170,000.
yeah.
The PPE, they also said, make sure you're purchasing enough PPE. They went out and bought all the sanitizers, the
Yeah.
$400 or $500 bucket of the hand sanitizers, all the spray bottles for every vehicle. That's included in that $178 that they owe us. They said, buy it all, you need to be clean.
Yeah.
Of course we do.
Yeah,
We buy it all, and
Drivers have done an excellent
Yeah.
job on taking care of their vehicles. We kind of realized that never before did we do this, we just assigned a vehicle to the person. We're now assigning the same vehicle every day to the regular drivers. The drivers that are full-time, the drivers that work every day are getting the same vehicle. And they're taking care of it because of COVID.
Yeah.
They're actually spending more time, cleaning,
Well,
and cleaning.
we all are.
Inside and outside,
Yeah, yeah, we all are, yeah.
So, if anything, that's a plus now that we will
yeah.
put a foot in their rear to keep doing.
So is this Chuck Dyer the person to talk to?
Chuck Dyer is the head of transit, he's head of transit.
Okay, or do we go higher to the director?
Chuck is, he's the transit director, he is the transit director, you're correct. There is an ODOT person, you're correct.
There is a,
Yes, there is a, Proctor was the guy that when I went to meet Jeff. Yeah, because Chuck took Mary Ann for each job, yeah, he's the director of transit. Yes,
and so I'm assuming you're here to borrow more money?
that's Proctor, yes. Yes. Borrow, I would call it a forward loan, because of the fact that the money's there, it's just not here.
Yeah,
The money's reported, the money's approved, unfortunately, it lays in Columbus and not in Napoleon. Yes. Borrow, use, yes, to pay.
well, you can't not pay your bills, you know. We're not allowed to do that. ODOT is.
Yeah.
And use a simple ass excuse like, well, we were shut down. Bullshit, you were home working.
Mhm.
That's bull crap.
Yeah, I know that, I mean,
Yeah.
it's, I don't think ever before, and that's why I use the analogy from Henry County being closed December 12th to January 2nd. That's probably how they did work, used to, but
Yeah.
now they don't.
Yeah,
And I know they're a larger, you know, looking at the picture, but the same thing is, they probably have a lot more employees to do the work, so where were they at?
yeah, what were they doing? Yeah.
Henry County Auditor's Office didn't shut down.
No,
The state of Ohio operates to a whole different,
they seem to have merged to a different drummer.
and they don't particularly look at how we deal with our customers. That is not their focus until they're forced to. And the last thing they want is like to get Rob and Jim involved. They don't want, these agencies do not want, let's say, legislators.
Well, that's too bad, because I'll continue talking.
Well, I think
I'm sure we will.
it would behoove all of us to call both of
Jack
them.
Archbanks, this was appointed by the governor.
Oh, for the audit, I mean, for the ODOT, Department of ODOT. Okay.
What's his name?
Jack Archbanks.
Jack Marks?
Archbanks.
And you got that work, Chrissy, we can get it on our website?
Ohio.gov.
Oh, all right, good. these smart computer people can get that right away.
I hear you're doing good. I hear you're just stepping up to the plate and all this high-tech stuff.
Get your smartphone out there, buddy, it's all there.
You got a little case on your phone, but you're doing good.
It was great.
Still stuck in the bucket, though.
Yes, I had that sign needs to be refreshed.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, my. Let me get over there and spray it up.
Paint it for you.
That'll be a nice picture, Mike. Don't go anywhere.
Paint the front of the building, paint the front of the building blue, then have the M there, and then put the Buckeye across.
Oh, the bucket, of course, always has to be on top.
Yeah. How much are you thinking?
Well, unfortunately, to be able to tell you the truth, I have to know what that's gonna do. Are they gonna, like Brad said this morning, geez, we're gonna come down here and make this presentation, and then the check's gonna appear Monday, or an invoice, on an email?
Sometimes that happens after
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
By the time I transferred it, it was there.
I hope it's that well. You
Yeah.
know, you get good news one day and bad news the next, maybe we're gonna get good. The bottom line to answer your question is, to meet payroll and bills for July, that's why the 52,103 is there.
Correct. And I feel that, Sherry, yes, I feel that
We want
Secretary
to.
Tweed had given them a guesstimate on when we were gonna get our CARES Act. They were gracious at that, and you can see when these bills came in, we've taken yet another vehicle this month there to them. I feel
That's
that
awesome.
we can't, it's not our fault,
No.
and we can't make them wait any longer, and I would like to include that, obviously keep that all in the 52.
In the record.
That's in the 52,000.
That's in the 52, I just feel that,
52?
I don't think they should have to wait.
And the other ones are all monthly bills, are normal, calling in commissioners and engineers, is the gas. Hospitals is for all the drug screens and the, drug screens and what else? Oh, the, physicals, thank you, physicals.
I didn't include the 20 vehicle match payment because that seemed a little
Took it.
bit too,
Yeah.
I don't know if you transferred it, it doesn't seem,
You still got to the end of the month, too.
yeah.
And if the money comes, good, we compare.
Hello, this is Chuck.
Chuck, this is Glenn Miller, President of the Board of Henry County Commissioners, calling, as well as the other two commissioners. We're setting in a meeting with our Henry County Transportation Network 5311 organization, and they've come to us to borrow money, like $178,000. And I guess my concern is, why is not the state fulfilling their obligation?
Okay, so I can't speak on that situation at this time. I have to go in and research. I know we are struggling with some payments with the end of the state fiscal year, and so I assume that we're going to be a little late in payment though. Is that the understanding?
Well, I would say, yeah, little, yeah. And the whole,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, the whole idea of this program is that the state's going to take care of us, which honestly, from a commissioner's perspective, we sat and laughed.
Yeah.
Now, we're faced to come up with at least $178,000, if not more, to help the state out. And I guess, and I guess I'm really concerned, because we've got a great program here, but this is an unbudgeted expense.
Okay. Well, I can't speak to it. I feel like I'd be in a better position when I speak to my program coordinator, and I can look at what you're saying that the state's not fulfilling as far as our role and our need. I know we awarded you guys federal money, and I believe we also awarded state dollars. to, support the program that you guys got?
Yep, exactly. So it's getting that money here.
Getting the money there, okay, and I know that there's struggles with that, so I apologize with the pay delay that's occurring, because I know it's hard on the locals with your revenue already lower. I know
Yeah, it is really difficult.
Yeah.
We want to keep the program going, but the agreement is we keep the program only going with funds. So at this point, they are insolvent, they can't pay their bills. And the other, looking at it from a financial perspective, as a commissioner, I'd say, we have to shut it down for until we get money. And we don't want to do that. But yet, we're being forced into a position to take, it's $178,000 just in bills. That doesn't include payroll. And so we have no idea when we're going to get any money they're going to get any money from the state. And so we're loaning to me, an entity that can't guarantee paying back the taxpayers of Henry County.
Well, let me give you a call back when I have this information from you, and then we can have a conversation and I can talk about it in better detail.
Yeah,
okay.
And Chuck, the conversations of Henry County Commissioners should be, when is the check going to be here?
Yeah.
Or the money deposited in the account. Otherwise, it's just a fruitless conversation.
We pay our bills.
I have to do some research on that.
Yeah, so you have an answer.
It was prioritized.
So you have an answer back to us by this afternoon?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I would think you'd be able
I'm
to,
not.
because I'm holding all the documentation for you.
I'm not sitting in my office right now.
That's fine.
Calls forwarded. So what I can do is in about 20 minutes I can get back to the office and make sure that Todd's in, he's our target coordinator, and then from there I can get you a response. I think this afternoon would be fine.
Yeah, it should be, because Todd has requested documentation after documentation, from Henry County Transportation. So he's got it all. And so it's
federal requirement.
we've met them all. I know you're scrambling to try to figure out a way out, that we've screwed up something. So I do not want to use Henry County taxpayers' money to bail out what you should be doing in the state of Ohio. I really have an issue with that.
Because that's our tax dollars too.
And so, no matter what the excuse is, we had to work from home, we had to do this, we had to do that. We did too, but we didn't. And so now, the county has fulfilled all their obligations, and we expect the state of Ohio. So.
Okay, well, I take a little objection saying we're trying to find excuses to get out of it. I don't think that's true at all.
You have, let's see, 6 other people sitting in the room that are shaking their head yes. We want to know.
I think it's.
That's fine, maybe it'll get things rolling then. So.
I'm not trying to find excuses to make it your fault. I think I understand the situation, and I can understand your frustration, and almost share it in some way. So let me talk to my staff when I get back to the office and get back to you. Is this the number to give you a call at?
The number to call, yeah, you can call, it's my cell phone.
Okay, because I'm not in the office at the time. I'm sure we have ways of getting in touch with you guys, but okay.
Yeah, we're in the state of Ohio, we have a website, we're easy to get a hold of.
Yep.
All that, so, okay.
And if you don't get a hold of us, we'll call you back, Chuck.
Yeah.
We're no means trying to find reasons to get out of paying people. We're no means trying to not make it our fault in any way. I think we want to be as helpful as we can. and we understand that these payments getting closest have been an issue, right? And we actually switched to quarterly, from quarterly to monthly, because we understand the revenue challenges that's within it. And it's just an increased workload that's been a little complicated.
Yeah, so let me ask you this, Chuck. How are you going to look at Henry County Transportation if the commissioners refuse to loan them money?
How are we going to look at them?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
because they
What do
can't.
you mean by that?
Well, if we don't loan them the money, they can't continue to operate.
Yeah, and we agree that it's in our interest to keep service available for all the residents that depend on it. Well, what do you mean? How are we going to look at them? I'm not sure.
Well, there's always
look at differently.
There's always repercussions from Columbus if things aren't done the way it's fully expected. So we're going to step out the norm and possibly say, no, we're not going to loan the money. And then that means they can't pay their drivers, they can't pay their bills, the vans stop running.
They can't take people to dialysis
They
appointments.
can't take people to dialysis.
Veterans can't go to their doctor's appointments. Things like that will stop.
I understand that. Okay, I understand the impacts. I guess I'm just not understanding your question. Are you saying that there are going to be repercussions to your program?
Well, there probably
If
would,
you don't find the money?
there probably would be. It's just, this is just a general observation of a lot of experience over a lot of years.
Okay, and so just so I understand, you're saying that, your concern is that we may not fund the county at the same level if you guys don't loan the money.
Yep,
Is that your concern?
yep.
Okay, well, actually, I can tell you no, that's not gonna be, right, that's not gonna be a factor as far as applications and funding goes. No, that's not a factor. So, the Henry County Transit is going to be scored lower because of revenue challenges during COVID-19. Not at all.
That the state costs.
So, yeah, so that's not gonna be,
Yeah.
that's not gonna be a factor in future funding levels for the
Yeah.
county.
Well, yeah, exactly, it shouldn't be. Oh, by the way, just so you know, this is on the record.
Yeah, that's a meeting, correct?
Yeah.
That's correct, it's public meeting.
Multiple county commissioners, so therefore it's gonna be, yeah, so we.
No, it's our regular session meeting.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we totally understand how this is challenging, and my program coordinator, with Todd Barstow, has been communicating the frustrations from it, the importance of getting Henry County's payment process and through. And I'm trying to remember, there was a few others that had some challenges as well, and so it has been identified as a priority, and I know we started on processing the payment. We are dependent upon the larger DAS, part of the bigger state program, state system. So, we try to get it through our reviews as quick as we can. The other challenge that we face is that the state operates on a state fiscal year. So, mid-June to sometime in July, the whole state system, financial system shuts down for year end. And so, the system just recently been opened back up. And so there's an influx that's currently being requested through the system. And I know that Henry County was one of those that we identified as a priority for us.
Yeah, right.
And thinking back on our conversation a few days ago.
Yeah.
So let me do some research to understand where the payment is.
Yeah, so if DAS is an issue, I'll call former Mayor Lydia Mahalik and see.
Okay. So,
What the issue is.
it's a big network, it's a big system. I know that they've been working really well, really hard as well. So let me find out where the payment is, and then what the expected date is. And then I think it's also understand how much that payment's for.
2 payments.
I think you would want to know that as well.
Yeah, there's 2 payments, by the way. So, yeah. You can call me at this number, or you can send, My email's available off our website. And actually, you probably just as well just send an email.
Yeah, okay, I can send an email through my contact.
Yeah.
Let me do some homework and get back to you guys.
Okay, sure, appreciate it.
Okay. I'll just find 10 minutes. Yeah, we understand, and we want to work with you. I totally get it. You guys are frustrated with this. And I think you have a right to be frustrated with these payments, but, it's not without good intent, right? We want to work with you. The program that you guys do offer is crucially important. The one's a bigger advocate for understanding the importance of public transit for those dependent, right? The importance of dialysis and people getting out of the house and medical appointments as well. So you're preaching to the choir as far as the understanding, et cetera. And so we appreciate you guys running the program you do. I know it's a newer program. You guys are newer to 5311. And so we hope to improve this relationship over time.
Yeah, well, honestly, the relationship between Todd and our group here has been wonderful. Brad, Amanda, and Mike Singel, they're sitting here right now listening to this. And, over, the last 2 years as this has been evolving, Todd has been wonderful. They've been excited to work with him and answer questions, make good suggestions to make transitioning to a 5311 go much smoother. So we're pleased with how your staff is working. Just get us the money.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate that honesty, and let's see what we can do.
Okay. Thanks, Chuck.
No, thank you, sir.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Chuck.
I love doing this.
Oh, it was like a joke. He handled it well because his ego is large. And he's a very outspoken person. When he makes a presentation, he has the attention of the whole room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he started his videos, his webinars, if you were there in person, and I was there, because he's been in position now probably, I'm guessing, 7, 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing, of course, he does is the big Buckeye. He graduated from Ohio State. You guys, everybody knows that. Jack Cleveland was a walk-on defensive back his freshman year. And he's very well built. But anyway, he's a very good speaker, very good actor. And this, hearing the way Glenn was forward, which is a good thing, he heard from somebody that's been around the block.
Mm-hmm.
That the bottom line is, we've met our requirements, and you owe us the money. I mean, that's the bottom line. And he needed to hear that. Because, he was kind of trying to make excuses, and it came to the point where he didn't have an excuse.
You got the email, Todd sent out to 75 people yesterday at 3:30.
Well, Chuck oversees the whole state.
Yeah,
So we're part of
I don't know how many
16.
employees he's got, so he's not going to.
There's probably-
and I know it's probably
organizations like
catch him by surprise,
Yeah.
but I
Okay.
have a certain philosophy that I've used. I would have rather started with the ODOT director. And then he would absolutely not know anything about something specific, which is unusual.
No, it's not.
He shouldn't have. He
Right.
should. That's why all these hundreds and thousands of employees under him. And that's the same way with Chuck. But this will cause an avalanche to go downhill really fast.
Okay.
And answers there will be answers.
Either that or we're done. It's one of the two. We either get it or we don't.
And you know what, it may.
You did not offend him by telling him he owes us money.
No. You know what? You know whose money that is? That's our money. We paid it in there in the first place. That's our tax dollars. We just want our share back because we were promised that.
Well, and we reported on it. These guys.
Yeah, you're doing your job.
And what you said, since that started 311, Brett, you talked about how great Todd has been.
And everything has been really good until COVID. When the COVID didn't happen,
When they switched to the care.
the first COVID payment, we had the same thing happen. They said, well, we don't know. We had already submitted April and May. Right, is it?
Yeah.
So we received the April, which is like 22,000. so the way we've been reporting it is what they've been giving us the guidance for doing as far as giving administrative pay, the 20% for the hazard pay. We know all of that stuff. This is what Todd directed us, and then when we get right to the end, I was like, okay, our bills have not dropped at all other than gas. Gas was down a little bit. Our revenue went way down.
Yeah.
Knew it was gonna happen. They told us, just keep operating, do this.
Get free rides.
You'll get free rides, do this. You can do, don't worry about administrative pay. We want to make sure you guys are taken care of. And they did. They doubled our award from the $400,000 to, I think it's like $800.
800, yeah, that's what they said, yeah.
We have 100% reimbursement that we have to spend by the end of December.
Zero.
And you don't need to do the two-man way.
It's frustrating because Mike and I will work. So it's like, okay, if these things are not covered, okay, we have to step in and work. If it's 5 o'clock in the morning or it's weekends or whatever. Yeah.
So I wanted to start with the timesheet, and it really is an honest reflection on how much he stepped in, and Brad as well.
If we're doing this, why can't state fiscal go, okay, well, we know we have to be stopped for 2 weeks. Okay, now that means we have all this coming in because of COVID. We need to do more work.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it.
No,
And that's what's
sense.
frustrating.
That makes sense. That's not how they think.
No, and that's the frustrating part.
Yeah.
They should have, and they just did.
While we're out here still continuing to take care
To do the services, yeah.
our people. We could have even gone against the Supreme Court's saying that you have to keep your courthouse open so criminals have access to court. We wouldn't have had to keep the courthouse open. We could have completely shut down. Was that the right thing? Absolutely not. We have an obligation to take care of our citizens. If they're still able to, auditor's office wasn't full service, but you could do whatever you needed to do with property, buy and sell.
Everything got done.
And, the title office was still doing things.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure that we could continue on, and you guys were
We've done
transporting people.
We've done less rides, but we've expanded service.
Yeah.
And giving the opportunity for grocery days every day, free rides in the pharmacies, and the expanded banking and all the other things that we're doing.
We have done more on-call rides than we've ever done.
Yeah.
Even because of COVID. It's like, oh, I gotta do this today. What's your lucky day? We do have a driver, we can at the time, we fill that in. Whether it's just getting people to see the doctor quickly, getting pharmacy, getting groceries, picking up little things. There's one guy that's used this now 3 times a week because, we're there.
Yeah.
He's picking one day for laundry, one day for groceries, one day for haircut, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you text back and forth with Todd? Okay.
Emails,
Yeah.
Chuck's probably at home working and he's driving to see Todd at his office. Or he's leaving the phone number now.
Not like he was exercising.
Well,
It's not, it's improving. I didn't
the
know.
problem with his office phone is forwarded to his cell.
That's how he's done it.
Which is.
How'd you get a cell number? Or you guys?
It's right here.
You
can
did.
get any employees, from the state of Ohio, their phone number.
Yeah.
It's on ODOT's website.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought maybe you had it on your speed dial. Put it on your speed dial.
You might have to put a speed out, we don't get a money.
Well, let me have it on my speed dial. I'll call him tonight and say, how's our money coming, Chuck?
Their office should be open.
Yeah, they should
The
be.
office never closed.
No,
No, they're.
there was fine.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how, if the state shut down, why didn't Todd have all these things approved and wait until when the state opened is when we got Todd's email that said, I just reviewed your May invoice and I approved it. And then he approved the June yesterday when I said, how about June, because you've had it for a month. And he said, yeah, change this, and I'll approve that right away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, the state was shut down,
Yeah.
what were you doing?
Yeah, what were you doing? Yeah.
Approve anything.
Yeah.
No, there's ODOT's website where I got the phone numbers from.
There you go. Huh. Good deal. Here's Todd Barstow. You wanna call him up?
There she is, Macy one, okay.
It's Todd, then Macy, then Chuck. So Todd does just 5311, Macy does 5311, 5339, Chuck 5310, and then Chuck is all transit. I
Yeah,
don't know
he's
what the designation is for intercity bus, it's like 5339.5.
Dave Seach has been there for a long time, compliance and oversight.
He's the administrator, he's in charge of that department.
Yeah, he's in charge of that type of department.
Maybe we have to send an email to Todd and say, hey, we're waiting for our money, Todd.
Feel like, say, heads up.
Yeah.
And the letter that he sent, it has all of the times and dates of when we sent everything in.
Yes.
The 1, 2, 3, the May invoice we sent June 1st. We had everything done June 1st at 9 o'clock, I think that was a Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah, you guys have been very diligent in getting that done, because the whole point is to get this money.
And the only,
Because it may show up on Chuck's email, I don't know yet. It might-
the one, if they ever, and the only thing that we've ever had incorrect when we sent one in was the June invoice that they just approved, because they wanted us to include May's payments, which we've never.
Which you never got.
So I didn't think that it was, we
Yeah.
should not put a limit in there.
That maybe should have been mentioned to Chuck, said, hey, you know what, you wanted us to commit fraud. You asked us to commit fraud, so you didn't have to pay us, but we didn't do that.
Yeah, the corrections have been made on a timely manner every time.
So we send everything in, but,
Okay, how much do you need?
Amanda, you think with the 52,103, you could fulfill everything, and that would take us till the end of the month.
Correct. As things stand.
That would pay off Terry Henry's payroll on July 24th, and all the outstanding bills would be solid until August. Of course, then we have the payroll in August.
yeah.
I would surely by the next payroll.
Let's not get concerned about that until right then.
Yeah.
And we need to come back and see you all as soon as we get the money.
Yeah.
If there's any questions or concerns, we understand that.
Because we may have a surprise. It wouldn't surprise me that the check's in the mail.
You're right.
This is standard state of Ohio BS.
Yeah.
All the time, no matter what department you're talking to, what you heard, I think they had classes. And I'm not sure if Ohio State does not teach them.
Teach it. That's why you're checking your balance.
That's why he's a lot of time and a lot of experience here constantly.
And this is my first dealing with, this kind of a situation and this kind of government. And I made sure, when we had our QuickBooks, they said, you guys need to do in-house accounting. And I'm like, I'm going to do that. We'll get it all set up so I can push through, get my reports and email it. And I'm like, I don't want to mess up. We need our money. And then I'm hearing this and seeing all this happen. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you're doing your work.
This is how the state operates.
Well, she was nervous.
It's extremely, it's upsetting. You have to be nice to them. We don't.
No.
See, it's something I learned a long time ago in business. You do the good guy, bad guy. Okay, you're the good guys. We're the bad guy. But they're also looking at a couple $100,000 of hours of unfunded mandate. That they have no right to put us in that kind of position.
And August first, they're gonna get my July employees, which I believe would probably be just as high, if not higher, than our.
Why has it gone up?
Yeah, they, for whatever reason.
Now, is Lucas County, the transit buses, is that 5311 too?
No.
No, TART is different.
TART is
a different
Funding source.
funding source. I can't remember what theirs is.
And they have levy.
I wonder if they're holding their money back.
I don't know.
That'd be good to know.
Yeah, maybe we should inquire to other,
Yeah,
that may send a good email this afternoon, who else is not getting their funds?
Yeah.
I know that our
I
friends
will
in,
check. I know,
what seat?
they would hold Seat's money up.
Because seats are
Seat,
big.
and Seat's the biggest
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I mean, when we look at the numbers, I mean, we got 800,000, I think Seat got like 2 million.
yeah.
For their
Yeah.
operations.
Regardless, it's in the time order of when you get your submissions in and when you
Right.
get your
That's
reports.
right. If your
And then we were
paperwork's in
told,
the
you were
first-
literally the first one.
Yeah, so we
The
should,
first payment.
if we were the first one, then that guy you're talking about shouldn't have his money yet.
Not his money.
Call him and find out what. Send him a-
Your amount of money or your amount of
Yeah.
population, it's reporting.
It's reporting, yeah.
They turned it in on.
Yeah.
And they did it right.
Yeah,
Did you mention having 2 million? Sure enough, right?
Yeah, and,
Well,
you know, the
it's all in
my
perspective.
thing that you won't know about is the political influence that makes things happen.
Yeah.
And we just, let's just see what happens.
I can't do it till Tuesday anyway.
No, make sure, that will give us a few days.
Right, we can come back on Tuesday.
Monday afternoon, I would say by 3 o'clock, Amanda, if you would let Christie know what the amount is.
Sure.
And make sure you have enough, because we can take it out of carryover and advance you, loan you that money.
Sure.
Now, we may try to get a little political. We're going to try to use this to our advantage.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you may be hearing from the press and just be real honest.
Numbers, give them numbers, honest,
Yeah.
straight numbers.
Exactly.
And the fact that you had it turned in on time. You know, this is all, yeah,
Yes.
that's those numbers, yeah.
And, so if we can, we're not the bad guys here, but people need to be clear that, the reason we're at this point is because we just aren't, Columbus can't seem to get the money out of Columbus, which about every person understands. It's almost as if Columbus is the enemy, and we're the enemy of Columbus.
But it's our money. It's still our money.
And we followed every direction.
Yeah.
I mean, we put everything that they said on all of it. And
I know
then,
you have work, and that makes it look, does not make it look good for Todd either.
No, he's not doing this, I'm sure.
In all honesty, it makes him look really bad. It's going to kind of, for a while, cloud whatever he says. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see.
I'm not gonna buy that.
Are you sure, or have him documented? When I
This is all documented.
mentioned that this was a public meeting, I wanted to see what his reaction was, is that it's being recorded.
So the tune changed a little bit.
It always does.
Yeah.
It always does. And I think that is also taught at the Ohio State University, and how to work for government.
Yeah.
It's uncanny. It's the same line, just, a different person saying it.
Well, what you did, what he'll come back on, you didn't tell me it was being recorded until halfway through the conversation. Wait, would you have said something different if you had known it was recorded?
Public knowledge, commissioners meet 2 times a week.
Yeah.
It's either, the first meeting of the week is either Monday or Tuesday, and we started that way, where every commissioners were meeting on Mondays. We switched to Tuesday. then the second meeting is pretty well, everybody meets on Thursday. And so this is not, when you plead ignorant, it's known all over.
Thank you for the call, and.
Yeah, always good.
That made me feel good. It's gonna be a good Thursday.
Yeah.
We have to open both doors now.
Yeah.
So what I am not sure. Because I have to be careful.
Yeah.
Come back to haunt me. Well, again,
The one thing that we don't have, it wasn't in the, because I printed out the 3 pages from that CARES Act webinar that we did. They told, that was the happiest I've ever heard anybody from ODOT when they were announcing what our awards were, and we went through all of that. They told us we're going to monthly invoicing. And they said, if you get that in and get it approved, you will get your money in a certain time frame.
Okay, no, I reiterated that, cut the slide, threw it to Todd and said, the last thing, I said, per slide, blah, 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 here's your slide, where's our money the last time?
Yeah.
And he said, I understand, da, 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 da. And
You guys went to that meeting, you just got, right?
we didn't want to go.
yeah.
And I believe I even typed in on the webinar and typed, because you could type questions in, and I think I asked a very lengthy detail, and she's like, oh, we have a long question here, and I'm like, yeah, I want you guys to say it, because the webinar is recorded, and it was emailed out to everybody. So
Yeah.
I want it verbally and on the phone.
Yeah, very good, very good.
We drive the state of Ohio nuts. At all levels. EMA, they don't know how to deal with, Ohio EMA doesn't know how to really deal with Tracy Bush.
Oh, I've seen Tracy on the phone.
Geez, I heard him one morning.
He does not hesitate to,
No.
because the thing is, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a lot of knowledge, but.
It's quite comical. Tracy, knows, typically educates himself. He's worked so many years with grants. He understands the federal procurement process and all that happy hoopla that goes with that, as well as the different state grants that have come through that specifically apply to him or somebody else that all applied the grant. Is that he usually knows about the grant in more detail than the grant administrator. So when he calls to ask questions,
Tell answer their questions,
Yeah.
tell them their answers.
yeah, and it ends up, Tracy knows so many grant administrators, is that like with the, for the local government, the CARES Act administrator in the state of Ohio, Tracy worked with her at EMA.
Yeah.
And they have a good relationship, so when he found out who it was, he was on the phone with her right away, and just to chat with her, and some of the stuff that we want to do through the CARES Act, she has already seen. Hasn't said it's official, but she has already seen, and is this okay if we do it this way, and.
Well, these two have done an excellent job on the grant writing and the recording and all the reporting,
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's
Good.
it's aggravating that you have to wait, but no,
Yeah.
they did all their good work.
And, and we're more than happy to be the bad guy.
Actually, Glenn enjoys it, so.
I do. Because I've seen so much success.
Well, you're the good guy.
And one thing I did learn is, this is kind of getting down dire.
Yeah.
This is the time to use this kind of, or, to get us actually involved. But sometimes when you're working with someone, and it's taken Christopher a little while to learn how to do this, is that, hey, if we can get this worked out between us, I don't have to go tell my boss, his boss, and, we just don't want that.
Yeah.
And generally, the person on the phone you're dealing with doesn't either, because they know it will bypass him or her and go very close to the top.
Just all the roll down on that.
It comes down really fast, yeah. There was a network company called Novell. It was one of the world's largest networking, putting together things for networks. in-house networks for large, small companies. And we didn't have some of the software. In fact, they included it in a very expensive package a printing company bought. My uncle, who was president of the company at the time, called the CEO and chairman of the board at Novell and told him, here's the problem. I think within 10 minutes of hanging up, I had a phone call from the vice president of support services. What do we need to do? What do we need to do to help you? And so I told him, he said, it'll be there tomorrow, FedEx. And that was my first experience using that type of thing. But any of the employees that I had taught them, this is how you do it. And it's a little kind of fearful when you first step out and say something to someone like, you don't want me to go to my boss, but, if we can't get this worked out, I have to.
Todd should know, because when I requested that lengthy email, dates, and everything, I said, we're going to the commissioners tomorrow, thank you.
I have a feeling Chuck knows more than, he knows more than Blake.
Who, Chuck? Oh, yeah.
Because Todd's gonna cover himself.
Yeah.
Chuck has to be more involved now because they had some 5310 issues. After we left 5310, they had a new guy that, you remember the Blake that we talked to when we were dealing with the bus?
Blake, I remember that name, yep, Blake.
He did not order buses for people. He didn't permits for people. He just didn't do his job. And they finally figured it out after a while. If you called and complained, he put you at the bottom of the list. The reason that they went back and when the senior center was going to get awarded those buses is because they scored high enough. They should have got the buses in the first place, but Blake just didn't do the paperwork.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
They got rid of him. That's when they went back and they're like, oh, these people all should have got these awards. Why did we have extra money in the program? And it's because he just wasn't doing his job. Apparently he was just going to work every day, not doing anything.
Well, what are these guys doing if these aren't getting processed through? What's going on here?
If they've got a process, we'll give them the benefit of they've processed them through.
Yeah.
Where's it falling apart?
Yeah, where's it falling apart?
On downstream.
Yeah.
They don't have money.
This is the CARES Act money.
They got the money.
Came from the federal government, yeah.
This is all,
They have money.
Oh, they paid.
That's all freshly printed, that's good stuff.
What, we got ours?
No, they got theirs.
That said in Columbus, while the
Yeah.
legislature fought over what they were going to do,
They're just-
how much they were going to let us have.
Yeah.
Right.
The first time, they still owe us $850 million.
They're behind that.
What's that?
They're behind owing you money.
Well, they haven't released it to us.
They haven't decided how they're gonna do it, what they're gonna do with it yet.
Started putting all these places.
Yeah.
We need it.
Yeah, and
We need, our share for the whole county would be $1.8 million. So we would receive, we receive for the whole county, all the villages, townships, city, over $900,000 this first time. It was $350 million of $1.35 billion. So I keep asking folks, where's this other $850 million? Because we have, and just so, Jeff and Bob, I'm going to put our spend plan together and send it down to CTAO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're one of, not to, well, yeah, it's kind of a brag, but we're one of the early counties there were 5 counties that received their money directly because of population.
Right.
And they had that in April.
Yeah, they had that.
So the state of Ohio's been holding, for local governments, that money since April. And we have, right now, we have about 200, we have to Henry, to the commissioners, we have $451,000. We have POs here for about 200, or getting ready to get POs for about 203,000. We're getting, the health department to pick up in a trailer for mobile testing. Just when the National Guard were here doing the COVID test, that's really something the health department should be doing. But the National Guard was using, sending their medical people around as a training. The best trainings to be there in doing it. Otherwise, the health department will be doing that. In here is, so that was a pickup and a trailer. We're looking at, bringing in, I think, 4 or 5 thermoscan units to test to see which one we like. Because we'll place one at the courthouse, we'll place one at the senior center, replacing, because of the way JFS is, they have 3 lobbies.
Oh, yeah.
We have 3, looking at 3 small units and another small unit, freestanding unit to see if there's a fit. We would probably help assist the schools later, we get our second round, getting some of this extra thermoscan unit, so if they're having sporting events, we can get people moved through quickly. It takes maybe 3-4 seconds to do a scan, and if somebody scores higher than what the threshold is, they're pulled to the side, and,
Schools got money too, though, right?
they finally got.
They finally got something the other day, I saw in the morning.
So they'll be able to do that themselves at school, paying for their sporting events. Good, okay.
Yeah, so.
Depending on what school looks like,
Yeah.
blank, we don't know yet.
There's, we're getting some additional, cameras and things like that, so we can continue to work with Zoom. The family court here by October should be looking pretty impressive. Judge McCauley wants to set up to where she can do most of her stuff remotely. And she's been doing this stuff remotely.
Yeah.
Judge Collier's interested. I don't know how much he wants to do. I think his mind is still he still will prefer to do a criminal trial in-house. But we're looking at, we want people to come to the courthouse. But this will help alleviate some potential of sick people coming in, just getting in the building. Like for Judge McCauley, will prevent some real extreme emotional situation when you have 2 families sitting in the waiting area of the court and waiting to hear what's the result of a custody hearing or a divorce hearing. It gets pretty tense up there. And so, everyone walks away upset and, a good potential of, there's usually a deputy standing out there just kind of, having that taser kind of helps, people to keep so it will be, and
I think that's
not to digress too much further, but, we've seen a huge change in working remotely.
Yeah.
That is not going to change. So.
Might have to at ODOT though, because they don't do anything when they're.
Well, that's what I think.
Well, see, that's part, exactly, Brad. Bob's daughter-in-law is a coder for,
She works for Mercy. And she works from home all the time. That's what she does.
She's not on the computer.
But, yeah, they know. So they live over by Continental. Their kids go to Ayersville to school. So when the kids have to be picked up at school for one reason or another, we have to drive from Hammond over to Ayersville to pick them up and take them over there to their house. She can't leave home that long. I said, well, you're at home. And she was, I can't. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, she's allowed to be away. Otherwise, there has to be movement on that computer. And they're always behind. And she even works on Saturdays and Sundays, and even at night, they'll tell you, you gotta work overtime tonight, and she has to stay in there. The family has to stay out of that part of the house so they can.
The tools that are there, I have a friend who works for Tyson Crow, the elevator company. He's a salesman. When they have sales meetings, they have software that will monitor people's faces and tell you how much they're. He said, they have one sales guy, it's fairly new. He hasn't been paying enough attention. He's going to get an email. So they are being able to read how attentive you are, which is kind of scary. Different ways of making people accountable for their job, whether they're in the office or not.
And I I don't think ODOT people were, I agree. Otherwise, what's going on here? You know, why didn't this get done?
It's really disappointing government has to sit down and create the metrics and the accountability in departments.
Yeah. You know,
Make productivity.
Yeah.
You know, it's not 100% about productivity, it's really taking care of your customers.
Yeah.
But, you know, how much are you working every day? When we hire a new person, we don't really know. Honestly, we don't know.
Yeah.
Because we see no metrics based on.
But our bottom line here is, our people all continued working. None of our departments really shut down, you know.
When, worst case was, half staff.
Half staff, yeah.
One half, 1 week.
And one half the other, yeah.
And, so if we, you know, would do this again, we may have to look at, some other alternatives. Not right now. So again, just let, Christine know, and, we'll get it into your account.
Thank you. Thanks for the phone call.
You're more than welcome.
No, it was,
That was fun.
entertaining, learning, yeah, all your love.
I'll see when, I'll call the CCAO staff later today, see when they hear about it.
Yeah.
It's once in a while.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
So they're up there bitching again.
Well, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
See you guys. See you.
All right, that puts us at the end of the agenda. Bob, do you have anything?
No, do not.
What do you thought about Tuesday? Network?
Tuesday's
What do you think? We're not ready for, I don't think ready for in-person. I don't think that would be, kind of given, the state of affairs, kind of, yeah.
Would you even have anything new or?
No, not really.
Pretty boring.
I don't know, yeah, I don't think
Nice, we haven't done it for a while, just to have a Zoom or
we
something.
can do a Zoom.
Can fit in the schedule.
Let me look.
And their schedule.
Yeah, with their schedule, yeah.
We got room on our schedule.
Yeah, we got room to do it if they wanna get together.
Yeah, we can,
Oh, we just spent a while.
let's just do, you know, whatever the three of us have to
Yeah.
say, we can, you know, we talk, one of us talk about the cares and,
Yeah,
that we're, and one thing is that we're going to, in my opinion, and jump in, is that we keep the mask and face shield thing in place.
well, especially after what the governor said yesterday, I think we should kinda respect that a little bit. And honestly, my honest opinion is, I don't know how much good it does, but I'm not gonna stand out there and buck the system just for that reason. I'm gonna say, if you want me to wear it, then I'll wear it, you know?
I feel more comfortable.
Yeah, well, that's good.
The combination of that and social distancing, it's got to be both.
I really think the social distancing is good, you know. The sad part is, you know, when winter comes again, then everybody will be shut back in the house again.
The governor was pretty emphatic about it.
Well, actually, that's where he talked about that, yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that, yeah.
and he's right.
Yeah, that's not good, yeah.
So, you know, we've started talking about that over here, what are we gonna do? You know, we'll have COVID, we'll have SARS, we'll have MERS, we'll have possibly the swine flu,
They found
you
a
know.
squirrel out in Colorado with, got it,
What?
a squirrel
A squirrel?
in Colorado tested positive for prevent.
Bubonic
Bubonic
plague.
plague.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
But there's a cure for that, isn't there?
And it doesn't sound like that you get treated right away.
Yeah.
Still, it's another,
Yeah, well, something's gonna get you. I don't wanna live forever.
So, yeah, I think also just to be a good example.
Yeah. Well, I have a very good friend who has a disease that couldn't figure out what's just, skin is just raw and itch, and the poor guy's had a stroke, and he can only move one arm anyhow, and he's suffering immensely from this. And they finally found out, they went to numerous doctors, and just couldn't know what to do with him. He's locked up at Vancrest, he can't even be with his family, you know, and they finally found out he's got a very rare disease, and he said, I couldn't even possibly remember it, 20,000 people a year get it, and he's got it.
Skin irritation?
It's a skin disease of some kind, and so he's gonna go to Ann Arbor now soon, but he's just waiting for that, and yeah, poor guy, I feel bad. It's pretty sad, but weird stuff, you know. Oh, it's terrible.
Okay, so we're gonna do, still keep it at 8 then?
Yeah.
And that was, no, that's not.
And just send the Zoom link to the department.
Just the elected officials and Shannon
And it will just be a general department update.
Yeah. Still working.
Jeff, you got anything?
No, sir, can't top what you did to the ODOT.
I like that, but that's, hey, get their attention.
I would check on my, I was at EMT by myself.
You know, one thing it might be that one of the smaller counties, but they know our name down there.
Well, yeah, they know about us.
Yeah.
Well, how do they expect people to operate? A lot of counties wouldn't have money to.
Yeah, right. That's why I asked specifically about Lucas County. What is that transit authority? Did they go to their county commissioners? Because, hell, they can't even pay their jail bill. So, where are they gonna get the money if they're paying them?
Yeah.
Or are they getting their money and we're not getting ours?
He's not afraid, people's down there.
Oh, yeah.
Afraid to.
The same thing you did, yeah. But has he done this already, and why would they be getting their money and we wouldn't be getting ours? You know.
Well, if it's there, then I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the overall state finance department's being come up, that's gotta be it. So I wonder, I think if it's DAS, then Lydia Mahalik is over DAS.
What's DAS?
Department of Administrative Services.
And what's her name?
Lydia Mahalik, she used to be the mayor of Findlay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes, I do know. I thought I'd heard that name. Where do I know that name from? But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very sharp individual.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what's
out, much it helps. But that was a good idea. I'm glad you did it, because I think that's the way you do it, you know.
Go to the source.
Yep. Go to the source, yeah.
So at least this way, if it does happen, we don't have to do anything until Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, they can have their money if we need to advance it to them.
You know the problem.
But it's not to, whatever you need to put, yeah, it wasn't anticipated, so move it to unanticipated, and however that.
Oh, hopefully, I think they will.
Oh, they'll get the money, we'll get.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think they will before Tuesday.
Yeah.
In pretty short order, get the money back.
Yeah.
But, we told them before, we weren't gonna do this again.
Yeah.
I think they came with fear and trepidation.
Well.
This was way beyond their control.
And you can tell by the pack they handled, they had their ducks in a row.
Yeah, the last time is just, the rates weren't high enough.
Yeah.
Just the rates.
Yeah.
And costs.
And that was,
went higher than revenue.
yeah.
Mhm.
And, well, Tom had been going to the meetings, and he kinda been watching. Well, that was one thing Tom did, he's watching their money all along, he said, you're not charging enough to replace vehicles, and so, and what do you do? You can't help it, you gotta make ends meet. But the problem, the difference between Columbus, Ohio and Napoleon, Ohio is, we personally have to face these people that we're gonna say, we're not gonna pay you, because our money didn't come in. They don't have to face anybody, they don't give a crap, they just don't care. So when they go home because of COVID, they go out and play golf or go out.
Yeah, they were working.
Yeah, they weren't working, they were screwing off.
No. And I don't have anything else. So with that, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I would second.
Okay, Christie?
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Bob Hoskett.
Yes.